We will stand up and fight for what I call alarm clock Britain. People who get up in the morning and go out to work are being taxed more than they ever were, and they see people living next door who get up at midday, smoke dope all day, and are being paid on the benefit. It's got to end. There will be no more young men who throw their passports and iPhones into the English Channel at the 12-mile line, coming and living in this country at our expense. We will deport every single one of them as soon as they arrive.
In this video, Nigel Farage speaks to a packed MECA audience in Swindon. He delivers a powerful message about what's gone wrong in Britain and declares Britain is broken, but reform will fix it. Today, we examine the principle of results over rhetoric. Let's get into the details.
And I threw myself back into this, and I've given it everything I've got over the last 20 months. And I'll give it everything I've got as long as I'm fit and able and capable of doing it. Because you know something? We have been a very great country. We still are a very great people. But we've lost the sense of belief in ourselves. We've lost the sense of direction as a country in terms of where we need to go. And I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring back the idea that a proper country controls its borders and decides who comes to live here. I'm going to bring back the idea that the only priority for a British government is to look after the British people themselves, to the exclusion of all else. But just have a look. Have a look at who we're led by. The Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, who doesn't have a patriotic bone in his body. Prepared to sell our country out to whoever it may be. Incapable of standing up and giving a speech without being scripted. I watched him on the 5th of July, 2024. He just won the general election. He'd known for a year he'd win the general election. He walks out into Downing Street with the lectern. He gives a 9-minute speech. Like a pigeon in Trafalgar Square. Every 2.8 seconds, he had to look down at his notes. We don't want leaders like that. We want leaders who in their hearts know what they believe. Honestly tell the British public that message. And frankly, the lot that went before weren't a lot better. I've now forgotten how many prime ministers they had. But an endless stream of Conservatives elected, promising you time and again, they'd reduce, do you remember this? Reduce net migration to tens of thousands a year. 2010, 2015, 2017, 2019, we'll reduce net migration to tens of thousands a year, and it finished up in 1 year being nearly 1 million people. Elected as Conservatives, but governing as Social Democrats, bringing us the highest taxes since World War I. The entire political establishment of this country has failed. It has failed us, and it's time for something fresh and new that believes in itself. So we maintain that Britain is broken. Who agrees? Who agrees Britain is broken? Keir Starmer says Britain's not broken. God, isn't he dull? He's bloody awful, isn't he, really? I mean, you wouldn't go out for a pint with him, would you? You know. And Kenny says Britain's not broken. They all say Britain's not broken. But you know what? If you're seriously ill, the one thing you have to do is get the right diagnosis, yeah? You get the diagnosis, you find out what's wrong, and then once you've got there, you can start to cure it. We know that Britain is broken, and we know that Britain needs reform. Of that, there's no question. So enough of the negative. Enough of the negative. Let's talk the positive. We will take back control of our borders, simple as. There will be no more young men who throw their passports and iPhones into the English Channel at the 12-mile line, coming and living in this country at our expense. We will deport every single one of them as soon as they arrive. We will leave the outdated European Convention on Human Rights. We will end the insanity. Oh, Boris. It's amazing he had the free time, really, isn't it? You know. We're going to make Britain the Saudi Arabia of wind. And all we've done is to give ourselves the most expensive energy prices in the world and watch as Swindon and elsewhere de-industrialise and our businesses go off to India, to China and elsewhere. We will end all net zero subsidies. We will make sure that this country produces all the oil and gas that it needs and give you cheaper energy bills. We will stand up for the 5.7 million people in Britain who run their own small businesses. We will stand up and fight for what I call alarm clock Britain. People who get up in the morning and go out to work are being taxed more than they ever were, and they see people living next door who get up at midday, smoke dope all day, and are being paid on the benefit. It's got to end. It's got to end. We've got to stand up for decency, honesty, hard work. It's why the motto of this party is family, community and country. We know in our hearts what we love. We know in our hearts what we believe in. Common sense has left the entirety of the political stage. As you know, when you look at Swindon, you see a microcosm, frankly, of all that is wrong in this country. Just think about this. The social housing waiting list in Swindon is 2,700 people. The average waiting time is 4 years. And yet this town is currently housing 562 young men who crossed the English Channel, living in Swindon at your expense. And I'm sorry, but it's plain blooming wrong and it cannot be allowed to continue. And then we look at the Labour-run Swindon Council. They are bankrupt. Who said that? You could be put in charge of accounts when we win. They are bankrupt. No wonder your council tax goes up with the maximum allowed every single year. Interest payments of tens of thousands of pounds every single day. Contracts awarded for employment, for goodness knows what else. Possibly, I don't want to get sued here, possibly to friends of those running the council. And it is not going well. As Danny said, there is tech in Swindon, there are drones in Swindon, but there is so much more to be done. A city centre being hollowed out. A population in Swindon that has risen by over 10% in 10 years. Do you know why? Because we opened the doors to mass immigration. Have you got more GP services? Have you got more roads? Have you got more services? You are a microcosm of everything that is going wrong in this country. Your quality of life in this town has diminished because of bad government at both national and at local level. I'm here tonight because we're going to fight these elections. We're going to fight these elections. We here in Swindon as a party will fight all 57 seats that are up for contest on May the 7th. And if you want change in Swindon, well, you jolly well better vote for change in Swindon. But my big message to you tonight is this. I've given up a lot to do this. A hell of a lot. There are many other things I could be doing. I could be full-time on the telly. I could be in the pub more. I'm good at that, don't worry about that. I could be seeing more of my 3 grandchildren. There are many things I could be doing. But I think to myself, of the generations that went before us, and what they had to sacrifice to fight for this country, to keep it free and independent, at massive loss of life and injury and cost and misery and hardship, to give all of us in this room, sitting here today, the freedoms that we've got now. So what I've had to do, what I've given up to do this, is as nothing, is it really, to what they did, going back. But we're in trouble. This country's in trouble. Deep, deep trouble. We are allowing... I'll see you later. We'll do my best, I promise. Oh, I'll get slagged off for that, no doubt. We're in deep trouble. Look at the level at which we've allowed extreme Islamism now to breed deep into our cities. The lack of courage of our leaders, of our police force, of everybody to stand up for it. Every single other migrant wave that has come to Britain has in their own way adapted, adopted and become part of our community. Now we have communities deeply embedded in our cities that are telling us we must change our ways. We must ditch our Judeo-Christian culture for their values and their way of life. And my message is, I'll be damned if that is ever going to happen. To carry it out. I may be flawed, as all human beings are, but I don't lack courage. I don't lack conviction. I don't lack patriotism. I don't lack determination. And believe me, I want to win. I want to win for me. I want to win for you. I want to win for our country. I want to win for the generations that come after us and everything that we stand for.
The decline of a nation happens when good men stand by and do nothing. Britain has been taken down a path by leaders who do not want the best for Britain. As a country, we have lost direction, as our leaders have decided to do everything possible that is not in the best interest of Britain, while at the same time doing everything for everyone else. Britain needs leaders who are both willing and able to step up and take on the task that is before us. Leaders who are patriotic, who will always think about the best welfare of Britain and the British people first above all. We need leaders who speak from their hearts and not just from a piece of paper given instruction of what to say. How can you trust a leader who cannot speak from their heart? People like those will blame the paper instead of taking responsibility for what they said. Therefore, they cannot be trusted. We need leaders who believe in Britain. We need leaders who are leaders and not those who act like leaders, because then it clearly shows that you are not in control and really someone else is. As a leader, the position and power that you have been entrusted with should be for the betterment of the nation and its people. When you begin to diverge from your intended direction, you should step aside and allow someone else who can do the job best to get it done. Britain needs leaders who can assess where we are as a country on a daily basis. Leaders who put in the work, not just to please a particular voter demographic, but a leader who wants the best for the country and its people, regardless of what happens at the next election. We need leaders who will create policies so that small businesses, who are supposed to be the backbone of the nation, can begin to grow again, thrive again, creating jobs again, instead of being overburdened by taxes and bureaucratic red tape that makes things difficult, causing them to be frustrated and being shut down on a daily basis. Britain needs leaders who will give incentives for workers to want to work, rather than incentives for people to stay home at the expense of taxpayers and don't want to work. Our elderly, veterans, and the people who are sick should be taken care of properly in a society that has leaders who are fiscally responsible, accountable, and have policies that will always make the economy grow. Taxing the life out of people only pushes more people on benefits, because if businesses cannot afford to pay staff, they have no choice but to lay them off. There are people who laid down their lives on the battlefield for us to have freedom. Britain needs leaders who will stand up today and put their credibility and reputation on the line for us to keep our freedom. If we want to reverse this decline, an ancient proverb says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. What a beautiful inheritance we could leave for our children's children if we leave them with good Judeo-Christian values, peace, prosperity, and freedom. Britain faces decline because too many good men have stood by and done nothing. The test is simple, and it always has been. Judge leaders by results over rhetoric. Look at what they have actually delivered for Britain and the British people, not at their words or excuses. When the results show continued decline despite all the talk, those leaders have failed the test. The right leaders are the ones whose results prove they put Britain first, with real outcomes that build prosperity, protect our people, and secure our future. Identify them by their track record. Support only those who pass that test. Stand up now and choose leaders based on results over rhetoric before it's too late. Are you ready to vote for leaders based on results over rhetoric? Please leave your thoughts in the comments. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.